Alright YouTubers, what's up? Okay, so gosh, it feels like ages since I made a video. I've been super busy with work and unfortunately the tanks had to take a little bit of a back seat. So yeah, there's a few things that need to get sorted. Oh, it's a bright light. So I'm going to show you what's been going on and the things that I need to sort out. Alright, so my first issue is my bubble tip has decided to move yet again and cause havoc and start to fight with my strawberry shortcake, which I'm devastated about. So I am going to have to rip this section of the tank apart and go in and get these two anemones out. So that's going to be fun. My second issue is down here. Oh well, this is one of my issues. But my second issue is the calcium reactor effluent, which comes into the tank here from my Camor FX STP. It's now time to change the dosing line inside because it's had its, I think, 50,000 hours worth, so roughly about 3 months. And so what I'm going to do is I've got to take this off and I've got to change the tubing inside. But about a month ago I had a mad panic with this because the dosing line had gotten blocked and had stopped dosing completely. So I had run the manufacturers and they were happy to take it back, but then I wouldn't have a peristaltic pump to keep up with the effluent and the KH. So in a panic I bought another one as a spare, just in case anything ever happened to this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swap it out for my spare one, and then that gives me sort of 3 months to work out how to change the tubing. As you can see, it's sort of worn and you can probably hear the noise it's making. And I'm struggling to keep up with the amount of DKH this tank is consuming at the moment, or the amount of alkalinity, because it's gone from sitting at around 8.3 to 7.3, and it's even been as low as 6.9 first thing in the morning. So I've upped the amount. I've also got, I think because the KH has swung slightly, I've actually got some RTN on this coral here. So I'm going to frag this one up and possibly put my, I'm going to put these zoas there so they can grow over the dead bit of skeleton there, and hopefully we can save the sort of the last couple of inches of these. Now I'm also being plagued by this purple star polyps, and it's absolutely overtaking. I mean, I took a toothbrush to it and picked and picked and picked, and it is still relentless. I mean, it has been 2 weeks since I've given it a good picking, so I'm going to have to go through, take out as much as I can by hand, manually, and try and remove it as well as I can. And then I have to do a water change, obviously, while I'm doing that, because it can release toxins into the tank. You can see more of it here, all through here, all over here. It's just absolutely going crazy. And I'm also experiencing a plague of Kenya trees. So they are spawning left, right and centre. They are everywhere. I mean, I only need to look at the ground and they are just popping up everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They're even on snail shells that are walking around with them. I mean, I found them absolutely everywhere. They're behind things. When I look, they're actually even growing out of the middle of stuff over there, and even they've appeared out of my zoas. They've appeared everywhere. I mean, you only need to, I mean, look, they're even growing in the sand bed over here. Yeah, far too many Kenya trees, so I'm going to have to try and pull those all out as well. And again, I'll have to do a water change. I also haven't had time to add this new pump, which I'm excited to add. So I finally got all the bits and bobs that I needed to make it work. So I've got to add this pump as well, because as you can see, this one is looking an absolute mess, and it also is using up a lot more electricity than the other one. So I can literally just swap this one out, and then I won't have any of these metals inside the tank, which would be good as well. So that's another job that needs doing. I'm also debating whether to take out these large leather corals, and maybe just getting rid of all of the Kanye trees, because of what's been going on with the bubble tip. I don't really want to stress out any more of my SPS. Yeah, so I think this is going to take quite a long time. I think this might be more than 1 day's work. So I think, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me today, so I'm going to just crack on and see how much I can actually do. I need to get water made as well, so that I can do a big water change if I start taking out these levers. And I mean, fingers crossed I don't like break everything when I try and take out these anemones. And I'm going to move the anemones over to the predator tank anyway. So, and yeah, see if I can move them on somewhere, because I don't want them causing any more havoc in this tank. So what I might do is put all of the soft corals into this tank and just take out the flower pot, the sponge, and some of these nice orange mushrooms, and do sort of like a little bit of a swap. See there, the yellow tang's looking really good now. I mean, he's still lost his fins, but hopefully in about 6 months' time, he should have a little bit more growth there. I think he's actually getting a little bit of fin growth on the top there from his lateral line, but he's feeding well, so that's always good. So yeah, so this could then just turn into a complete softie. Well, it is softie anyway, but I could just take all the softies out. Even the, I might even rip this out as well and just put this over there, because I'm not really a fan of these pallies anyway, so I might take off the SPS here and then just move that whole rock over, but I'm not sure yet. It's going to be a long process. Okay, so I have managed to remove 2 bubble tips, and you can see everyone's looking a bit peed off because they haven't got their home anymore. You can see a dead coral right there that they've managed to kill. You can see where they've stung this one up here. Down here you can see where they've fought with this coral as well. And I've moved my strawberry shortcake. I mean, I don't know if it's going to make it. There's so much dead tissue on it. I mean, it's been absolutely butchered, so I might have to see if I can frag a little bit of it off and maybe start a new colony next to it or something, see if it'll grow over the existing skeleton. Let's just look at it this way. Yeah, you can see it's all sort of died under there, which is such a shame. Just turn that light on a bit better there. Yeah, so this really took a beating, so maybe I can sort of maybe I can take sort of like a frag of it from sort of around the top area or something. I think even underneath there, this big colony had taken a bit of a zapping from the anemones anyway. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a massive empty space now, so I'm going to move some of my frags that I've got up and try and fill this gap a little bit. But first of all, I'm going to take a toothbrush to all of these horrible purple star polyps, because I don't think I can make it any worse there. So I'm going to try and scrape off as much of this as I can, maybe try and pick off a few bits. Alright, so now everything's nice and miffed off. I've really sort of tried to scrape as much of this purple star polyps away, and I've sort of fragged a little bit of the strawberry shortcake off so that, you know, hopefully a little bit of it can grow underneath. I'm hoping it's going to grow back over the skeleton. I think as long as I keep the water parameters good, it should do, but I mean, it's an acro, so I mean, it can just die overnight, really. So yeah, so I've done quite a lot to this section of the tank here, so there is no more anemones that can cause any more problems. So I think I'm going to have to do a bit of a water change, because obviously I'm sure there's been loads of toxins released from these purple star polyps. What I might do is I might just go through over here now and take away some of these Kenya trees that are just loose on the bottom, and sort of get rid of as many as I can, and then I'll do a water change, and then I'll see if I've got time to possibly change the pump. Okay, so it's all nice and cloudy now after all of this. I've just popped a few frags that I had lying about to sort of fill that gap a little bit. I'm going to do a water change now. I think I should probably leave it for today because I've already done a lot to the tank, and obviously you don't want to do too much too quick. And it's so cloudy, I think everything's very annoyed. So hopefully if I do a water change and then maybe tomorrow I can look at maybe scraping away some of these and then do another water change. If I get everything ready, then maybe I can do that tomorrow. And currently I have two very annoyed bubble tip anemones that I've turned the flow off in this tank just so they can find somewhere to attach, and hopefully they will bounce back and then I can sell them on. Okay, so now it's time to take some water. What I've done is I've just shoved a toothbrush inside my siphon hose so that I can sort of scrape away, see if I can get any more of these sort of purple star polyps off while I'm doing the water change. Yeah, and hopefully it'll just direct some of them through the siphon, because there's quite a lot over here that I need to take out. So this should be fun. Alright guys, so I've lost the best part of the day trying to remove these bubble tip anemones. I think they're okay. I've got them over in the predator tank. I think I'm going to have to leave it at that for today. It took way longer than I thought it was going to do, and then I had to do a water change, and now I'm having to make up more water, and now I'm going to do all my usual maintenance, as in like I need to change all my rower foss, I need to clean my skimmer cup. And yeah, that will be it for today, because like I said, I've spent the best part of the day just trying to get these bubble tips off. So yeah, if you like these sort of videos, and if you want to see whether these bubble tips actually survive the move over into the other tank, stay tuned. Hit the like button if you want me to do more videos, and hit the subscribe button. And yeah. I think, yeah, this is going to take me sort of the best part of the week, I think, to sort all this out. So I'll probably put another video out tomorrow.